Good
Morning.
morning.
Morning, pal. You all right?
Yeah, fine, mate. Thank you.
Ooh.
So we're somewhere new again, artificially.
Well, we will be when we decide on what new green screen we should do for this one.
Are we allowed to swear on this?
Yeah, you can swear. What do you want to swear about?
Somebody asked me about the green screen
Yeah?
without giving anything away. And I said, oh no, blah, blah, blah. And they went, fuck off. You're
What
having me on. And I couldn't get it through to them that it is
a green screen?
a green screen. Yeah. Yeah, exactly that.
But green screens are good, aren't they?
I think they don't know if to believe it or not. Which is good. We didn't plan that. That just happened.
That did just happen. And
So,
no planning is always our way, isn't it?
yep.
One hit wonders.
I'm just reading the script now. It says no planning. Obviously, we're in the middle of the Euros.
We are. Been some strange results up yet, I think.
Yes. A lot more exciting teams out there than England at the minute.
There is. And I think the Eastern European teams have performed
They're strong,
better.
aren't they? They are strong.
Monsters, mate.
Shows what teamwork can do.
Definitely.
Rather than solo
Individuals.
play, yeah. But I do want to touch on Bellingham. Not about football, but as a role model. What a guy. I can't see a negative thing about him.
He's 20 years old and he's very mature, isn't he?
Yeah.
Very mature. And that just means he's had a really good upbringing.
Grounded, humble upbringing.
I like it when you see him on a YouTube video at a football ground. You know, like Man City's got a crest on the carpet or Barcelona, whatever. He walked around.
Yeah.
He never walked over, like a respect thing. And I love respect. And I think that's something we're missing a bit in.
Well, this is it, yeah. People moan about the youth of today. Is that inverted commas?
Yeah. Like youth of today. Yeah.
Youth of today. But then let's look at the positives of somebody like Jude Bellingham, who forget his football, forget his money, because he's not just that, is he? What a guy. Real inspiration for the youngsters out there to look up to.
I think so, and I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
So have we got a bit of a crush on Jude Bellingham?
I've got man crushes everywhere, me. Jude Bellingham's the right guy. Right guy.
Have you been watching football at pub or?
No, I like watching at home. I get a bit I try and analyse it too much and really want to watch it. Whereas I think if you go to the pub, you get the atmosphere, but you lose the game a little bit.
So you want to sit at home and look at the formations, the tactics, and see if it really works.
And with my daughter being into football, I like to sort of like pick up on things and try and point things out.
What do you think you'd switch to a pub if we're getting to quarters and semis?
Oh, definitely.
When you need that excitement.
If a few of the lads are going or something, or yeah, I'd probably just go down my local. To be fair.
What's your local called?
The Hop.
The Hop.
Yeah. What about yours?
The Cricketers Arms.
Yep.
I tell you what.
The Hop Inn.
That'd be a good green screen. A pub.
Well, I said this about outside the Cricketers, didn't I? But it's the weather, isn't it? So we keep going for indoor green screens.
So why is it every morning when we wake up, it's beautiful blue skies?
Yeah.
And you get to about 9:30 and it greys off.
Yeah.
It's like every morning it seems to do it.
Yeah.
It's very strange, not being a.
The weather forecast does look like it's going to pick up for a little bit. So how many views did we get last time? You recall?
Over 100 again.
That's amazing.
It's incredible.
I want to keep it below 1 million though, if we can. So try and keep the content like low level.
Okay.
No
we don't want to go too fast, too quick.
Too fast, too quick. I've heard that before.
Sounds like very Anton Decky, like Saturday night, smutty adult humour.
Yeah, just enough over the kids' heads, isn't it?
That's what's good about them. You know, at Christmas you have pantomimes and that.
Yes.
And you take your kids. The humour is very adult.
It's both, isn't it? There's jokes for kids, there's jokes for adults. I've always said that about Simpsons, though. People might.
I've never watched Simpsons. Never ever watched Simpsons.
Yeah, it's got some good adult humour in there, but it's still sort of cartoony for kids in places.
Simpsons.
Yeah. Talking about pantomime, Laura's taking Indy to Theatre Royal in Nottingham to watch David Williams' Awful Auntie. I'm a little bit jealous.
Oh, is that one of them books, is it, that he's done?
Ah. She reads all of them and she's going there Friday, a bit of a girl date. Yeah, a bit jealous. Quite like a stage show. Yeah? No, not really your thing. You appreciate it, I guess, if you were to go.
I get bored quite quickly if there's not a lot going on stage.
Okay.
So it has to be a full musical.
Okay, so it has to be musical.
Yeah, it has to be a musical. It has to be like London or something for the old London musical.
So you built the excitement and anticipation.
Yeah, the whole thing. And I think the last one I went to watch was Matilda.
Yeah. Good.
Amazing. Cool. Absolutely
I've
amazing.
heard good things about Lion King as well. Not one we've done because it is quite pricey when you look at it, isn't it? So if you want to do like a weekend in London and the show,
it's a bag of sand gone into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking money now
a lot of money
for all that. So Euros, we're not going to speak too much about football because
it's early days. They've only played one game, haven't they?
Yeah.
As well.
And yes, we only won 1-0, and yes, we dropped off second half. But when you look at these other Eastern European teams, as I mentioned a minute ago, there's been some good performances. Austria didn't deserve it last night to lose.
They were strong. I liked watching them. Shows the difference between teamwork. They were so good. Euros in mind, but the byproduct of it. Do you think people enjoy the summer more with the Euros? Do you think it makes people sort of go out more, spend more money, happier?
100%, but I think you need the Euros and the weather combined.
Yeah.
To make that full summer. We need a really good summer. We need a bit of love back out there, don't we?
Yes.
The world needs some love. And you showed me that Joker 2 video yesterday.
Yes, I sent that on the email. Yeah.
And
have you seen a better trailer?
No, it's an amazing trailer. So if you're looking for a film for the winter, Joker 2, check out that trailer, and the song on it is incredible, and I can't get it out of my head. What the world needs now is love, sweet love, and I think it's bang on the money.
Yeah, very apt, isn't it?
We seem to be very cynical and critical, don't we, at the minute?
But we're also right in the middle of an election, aren't we? We're not going to go into any politics because
we don't do politics because politics should be really simple. Look after the people.
But we're in the middle of that as well, aren't we? So in the middle of a tournament, we're going to have an election. People are going to be on separate sides. It could potentially be a little bit messy, I think.
Yeah.
Depending which way it swings, if there's a change or not. And
why don't we do politics? Is it because the world should be a lot simpler than what politics makes it?
Yes. It's hard to do politics when even, say, you vote for a party and they don't quite fulfill what they promised as well.
Fulfill the manifesto.
Yes, if they don't fulfill that, how can you fully believe in it? I had one come through my door yesterday. It was Reform. They're going to... we're now doing politics.
We are doing politics, but let's just...
X amount of billion, I think it was 17 billion for the NHS. We're going to cut this. We're going to up stamp duty on houses. I'm reading these out, and Laura went, so where are they going to get all the money to solve this? Where does it all come from? It's the same pot of money that the country gives you via different methods.
Yep. I want to say one thing about politics, and the NHS should never be involved in politics. It should be a standard British thing that the NHS is supported in the correct manner, because I see a lot of money wasted through the NHS, through privatisation, bits and bobs. So for me...
There's still contracts, isn't there? There's contracts for certain parts of it and supplying things.
When I see the money that's wasted, and that's not knocking the NHS, but I just think there's companies out there taking the piss.
Yeah.
And ripping the NHS to bits.
But it's got to be run a little bit like a company in a sense, because it's one of the biggest companies in the country, really.
I just think it should be left out of politics, and it's got its own...
Yeah, they're using it to swing the vote, aren't they, at the moment?
Yeah, and I don't agree with that. People's health should not be used to swing the vote.
What's the big ones? It's going to be immigration, NHS, benefits, and then some of them will hit on people like us, small businesses, how they're going to help us.
We never get help though, do we?
Well, I think Reform had a little thing about small businesses, but when I looked at it, it didn't equate to anything.
Anybody who's running a small business at the minute, if you're watching this, you know how hard it is, because we know how hard it is. And I don't think we've really been supported correctly since COVID.
So what do we pay? For people who don't know, everything you buy from us, we give 20% to the government as VAT.
Yeah. Any profit we make, we give the corporation tax as well.
Thank God we don't make any profit then.
That's a bonus point. It's a bonus point. Yeah, so when you buy, let's say you buy a T-shirt from us, that's not, oh, look at all the profit they made. It's not. You've got to
Yeah.
start chipping through it.
There's a cost and there's a retail price, but in between that, you've got that, the amount of time we have to hold on to it, wages, all the overheads, which is, yeah, that's the margin, isn't it? It has to be.
You know how you do week on week on week?
Yeah.
I want to tax on tax on tax on tax.
Yeah.
Because that's how it feels.
That's more relevant.
Let's not be down.
So, and Primark can make 20 pence per t-shirt because they're selling 8 million a day. Not bad, is it?
Made by slaves. I shouldn't say that.
No.
I shouldn't say that, but I did.
Is that liable or scandalous?
It's scandalous and it's probably liable at the same time, but it's
we're
we're not going to cut it because it's factual.
We'll cut it there.
We're not.
Yeah.
We're not. We're going to leave it in.
It doesn't matter because only 100 people will watch it. So unless one of them is the head of Primark, we're okay.
Who is the head of Primark?
Mr. Primark.
Mr. Primark.
Yeah. Which one to use sauce and which one to use brown? How many times have you heard that? I would be richer if I had £1 for every time somebody said that than I am now.
Who are you though, Mr. Sauce or Mr. Brown?
Neither. I'm Mr. Wallace, co-founder of Sauce.
Well, you're a co-founder.
Yeah, it just sounds ridiculous, don't it?
Anyway, I've got a scandal for you.
Go on.
Polo shirt scandal.
Yeah, hoping you won't bring this up. I've promised you polo shirts for how long now? 3 weeks?
I'm going to side you off on 2.5. Just be nice.
Yeah,
they're coming.
They are coming. I've checked again this morning, and apparently they are sat in customs waiting to come through to us.
Oh,
and customs could take 3 days at the minute.
We have to pay customs duty.
Oh yes, we have to pay customs duty. And where does that go? Where does customs go? Is that just another tax
to Mr. Custom?
Okay.
So
yeah, them polos, we pay the freight on them, the customs, to get them through, get them clear through customs.
Mardy, don't we?
Yeah,
we do. Let's not be mardy.
It's a bad week, isn't it, for sales?
It's a terrible week at the minute.
But so we're hoping these polos come in. The weather comes at the same time. England win the Euros, and we'll probably be okay.
Do you think England will win the Euros?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think they might come stuck against somebody like an Austria who you wouldn't think. I don't know how it pans out. I think you looked at it.
I panned it out yesterday. I think we get Italy in the quarters. Did I say?
Yeah, maybe Poland next if all goes to plan.
Poland in the quarters, Italy in the semis, Germany in the final.
Yeah, I think we'd take on the big teams. I think that we'd come stuck against a relatively smaller team.
A hard-working team.
I think they would out grafters.
Mm-hmm.
But hey.
What else have we done?
This weekend, what have I done? Yeah, only normal family stuff, really.
I've been mardy. I've had man flu since the last video, and it's just about to go away. So I've been mardy, dead sulky, and done the minimum things required of me. I did my first assistant coach football match as an official assistant coach.
Yeah, is that all right?
Yeah, we won. Less
stressful than you sort of anticipated.
I know how Pep feels.
He's a different guy, isn't he? Another guy you should look up to on how he motivates and
coming after your spot, Pep. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I might be too old really to be. Mind you saying that, there's a lot of old managers.
Older managers. There's a new one that's 31 as well, so Brighton.
Back to the Euros again. What about that 16-year-old who played for Spain?
Oh, I didn't watch the Spain game.
I didn't watch it.
What was his name?
I don't know. Sounded Spanish. But can you imagine playing in a Euro tournament at the age of 16?
It should be, and probably is, every child's dream, isn't it? If you're into football.
I said to my daughter, I says, in 1 year's time, that's like you playing at Euros.
Yeah.
In 1 more year. It's incredible.
It's incredible.
Thing. So what have we got for this weekend? All this we talked, about the polo shirts. We desperately need them.
Yes, we do. Because if not, next time he says we might be delivering you shopping or something like that.
Or sat in as underpants because we put a set these on Vinted or something.
Yeah.
To make a bit of money.
This weekend, my wife's at work all weekend, so I will be doing park visits, trying to keep the kids entertained outside. I'm watching lots of football. That is my plan this weekend.
You know what I do? I want to tell one of my stories as well from my Far East travels.
Go for it.
Have we got have we got time?
What's the? This is your stage.
Oh, my stage.
The audience is yours.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So I had to do a tour of duty of 6 weeks in the Far East. I had to go and get sort factories, printing factories out. Vietnam, Thailand, Malaysia, 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Proper tour of duty. And I went to Vietnam and I got arrested.
What was you doing?
I was doing nothing wrong, actually. I got the wrong paperwork, apparently. So they took me away into a room and told me I'd got to fly out the country straight away. And I said, okay. I said, I'll go then. And then they went, we can sort you special visa.
Okay. Did it? Was it just a government-free visa that they could sort?
Well,
Help you fill in.
this is a long time ago, and I'd not seen my passport in about 4 hours, by the way. And
So they confiscated that on
they confiscated my passport and everything. They said, we can sort you special visa. And I says, how much is a special visa? And they went, $50. I'm not going to do that accent because it's a bit rude.
You just did.
I did it only a little bit. I tried to pull out of the accent.
It sounded like him off Hangover.
$50 on Mr.
Young man.
And I went, so I thought I've got to either fly back to Bangkok, resort all this paperwork out, then come back again, or do I chance my arm on this $50? So I chanced my arm on the $50. And I said,
what's your worry there that they might then say, well, $100 or...
Well, you don't know. I'm
now you're trying to bribe an officer. Now you're in jail.
I'm in the pot now, aren't I?
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do. I'm in the game now. I've said, okay, $50.
Thinking on your feet.
Yeah. And I said, where can I go for some food and that while I'm waiting for my visa? They went, oh, you have to wait here. I went, wait here? In this little room, in a little room. Says, how long? He says, maybe 4 or 5 hours. I went, I tell you what, pal, forget it. I'll fly back to Bangkok. And he went, we can take you to a special place to wait for visa. And I went, how much is that? $50? And he went, yeah, $50. I'm like, oh, God. So at the time, it's like
They were working on their pricing structure.
Well, you know, it's $50. And I thought, well, so that's $100 at the time. It was $2 to a pound. So it was 50 quid. I'm down 50 quid. I went, okay, take me to a special place. He went, wait 1 minute. Then opened the door and there's 4 immigration guards stood outside and they marched me through the airport, through the crowds, yeah. And I always remember one of the guys on my right shoulder, he went, I bet you feel like Rockstar.
There's the accent again.
I thought I'm absolutely shitting myself because I've never been in this country in my life. And you're taking me somewhere in a car. And we get outside the airport and there's this big white stretch limousine. And
the $50 gets you quite a lot then.
Well, it was quite a good deal when I look back. And I get in back of this white limousine with the immigration guards, 1 each side of me, 2 in the front, and we start driving away from the airport. And I always remember looking back out the back window.
To the fans yelling,
to all, Mr. Wandy, Mr. Wandy. And in the back window, they were like, you know, like when you used to go to your mama's and she used to like do tiers of sandwiches and then paper doily things.
Yeah, paper doilies, yeah.
They're all in back window. I remember looking around and like going, why they got paper doilies in the back window of a limousine?
Pinching yourself thinking, get me out of this nightmare dream.
And I'm fully in it. And then we get to this hotel in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where I am. And he says, you have to buy a room. I'm like, oh, God, this is costing me money. I says, how much is a room? He went, $72. So I had to go to check in and buy a room.
So you've done $50 for your visa, $50 for the taxi, $72 for the hotel.
Mm-hmm. Okay. However, so she gives me the keys to the room and she gives me 2 little vouchers for beers. What bonus points. So I go to the room and I have 10 minutes like trying to process what's happening in a foreign country. I don't know where I am. I've not got my passport. This is incredible. I go downstairs, I have a beer, and I just sit there and have a beer. I thought, I might as well go for a walk around. Well, I went to the reception doors to go out the hotel, and there's 2 immigration guards stood.
Just for you?
Just for me. Full rock star mode, don't forget.
What, to follow you out the hotel?
No, they didn't let me go out the hotel.
Wow.
So they're like, no. I'm like, Jesus Christ. So I went and got my second beer. And then the lady behind the reception came to talk to me and asked me what I was doing here. And I said, hey, I've come to look for textile factories and that and blah, blah, blah. Then she went to have a word with the guards. And then she come back to me. She went, if you go over the road, there's another hotel. And there's got a nice pool. You can sit by the pool and have some lunch and everything. Thought, cool. So I went there. So I'm sat outside of this swimming pool. Spaghetti bolognese I had, very European, and a can of Coke. And the guards had told me it's going to be about 5 o'clock. They're going to bring me my passport bag. And so I've lay on a sunbed and I'm nodding off. And then I hello. Sorry for the
Why
accent.
was there a Swedish person there?
No. And I'll open my eyes and there's this Asian lady stood over me. And I'll never forget because she had really big, bushy hair, like an afro type hair.
Yeah.
And she was really tanned in a yellow bikini. And as I opened my eyes and I thought, I'm being played here massively.
Still sounds like a dream to me.
I'm being played massively this. Right. Where are you from? And all this. And I says, what are you doing here? And she was actually Cambodian.
Okay.
Right. So she sat, I sort of sat up and she sat on the next sunbed and she actually comes on a bus from Cambodia into Vietnam, buys some suitcases, fills these suitcases with clothes, goes back to Cambodia and sells the clothes. And then she comes back and that was
What sort of length journey is that? 5, 6 hours?
Cambodia to Vietnam. I don't know where in.
Yeah. I guess.
It's only next door. Because Thailand's here, Cambodia's here, Vietnam's sort of here. So yeah. So we just sat talking about textiles actually. Weirdly enough, Cambodian lady in a yellow bikini with an afro haircut.
You're also sat in the clothes you flew in, aren't you? You're not sat in your bikini.
I've not stripped down to my pants
No.
or anything to get a tan. Anyway, I go back to the room. 5 o'clock, there's a knock on the door. As I open the door, passport gets shoved through the door, and that's it. It's done. I've got my passport. I look at it, it's got my big visa stamp in it. So now I have to try and get from wherever I am to my.
Oh, they didn't provide return?
Oh, no.
$50.
It was an open door. No, so yeah, it was quite expensive, really.
I think it's good value. Everything you got, and you got your visa and
So
the storage.
I get a taxi and I go to the Marriott Riverside Hotel in Ho Chi Minh City. I've got a nice hotel. Check in, go downstairs, and I have steak and chips. And I needed it. I need to feel a bit Western because I've had a haunting day.
Because the bolognese and the Coca-Cola and probably 2 bottles of Budweiser didn't do that for you.
I'm trying to keep sane in a country I've never been in my life. It was quite hairy. And then anyway, I have my steak and chips and I come out and I said to the lady on the counter, what do they call them? The hostess or whatever.
Hostess with mostess,
Hostess. I says, where can I go for a drink? She went, tonight, sir, I cannot go for a drink with you, but tomorrow night I can. I went, no. So I says, where can I go for a drink? Me, just me. And she went, outside the hotel, turn left. So I went out, turn left, and there's a box.
Couldn't she send you out the back door? Because that's where she just sent you, isn't it? Left and left.
Left. And left, if I'd have come again, I'd be right all the way back.
Yeah.
I want to speed this up. Gets to a bar and it says Apocalypse Now above it. I'm in Vietnam, and I've watched Platoon.
They've caught on,
I
haven't
love
they?
Platoon. So I walk into this bar, Apocalypse Now. I head straight to the bar, order a bottle of Heineken. I take a swig. I'm like, I felt dead safe now. I thought, right. Then I turned around after I gathered my thoughts. There were loads of men in this bar with floral shirts on, all with the same shirt on, and all with a gun on the hip.
So you've jumped out of the frying pan as such, and possibly into the
So I'm suddenly in the bar
fire.
with loads of men in floral shirts with guns on the hips. I'm like, this is really not happening to me. And then I'll finish in a minute. And then a girl comes up at the side of me. Hello. Says hello. And I knew she was a working girl. And I said, look, I'm from Bangkok, sweetheart. I know all the game. I says, I'm just here to do some work. I says, but just explain to me.
Calm down, sweetheart. I'm here on work.
Back up, buttercup. Why have all these men got guns? She went, to protect you tourists.
All right. They were like undercover, but not very good at it because they all had the same shirt and guns.
I don't know if they worked in the bar or they were it was just incredible.
Protect you from what? What did she specify? Or just the...
She says just to protect you tourists.
Mm.
And I'll finish this story off. I ended up playing pool with this working girl and all her friends all night. I didn't pay for a drink, yeah. And I went back to my hotel. But she did offer to take me back to the hotel on her motorbike and I refused.
Kind of her.
because I was scared.
Yeah, imagine you've been through all that all day. You've been through immigration in a pub with gangsters, and then you come to your end on the back of a scooter.
Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
Got to be 20 years ago. That's before Vietnam actually opened. I was sort of one of the first Westerners in there looking at textiles and all of that. I'll save the other stories for another one because I've got stories galore of Bangkok and the Far East.
All safe for YouTube.
All safe for YouTube, yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was always a good boy.
Good.
I was quite mature.
So we can't really have a brew because we don't know where we are.
Well, we can have a brew.
We can sign out.
Let me just check if we've got any. If I can get you a brew or not. Let's have a look.
You've probably disappeared because the green screen's sort of here.
Can I get you a brew?
No?
No brew. We'll get a brew in a bit, pal.
Right. See you all next week.
See you all. Thank you for watching again.